What's up, everybody? Chris here from No Names All Game. Welcome to our first ever mock draft Friday. Chris, everyone else does mock draft Monday. Why are you doing Friday? No, we're not everybody else. And I had some time today. We are about 6 weeks away from the NFL draft, and I cannot wait. If you guys know me at all, you know I'm a bit of a draft nut. I love the process. I love the combine. RIP, we don't have one this year. I love the whole thing. So we're going to do some mock drafts, probably one a week up until the actual draft. Do some different things every week, but focus on our guys. Focus on the Penn State guys and see where they might land. So for this first video, I'm not actually going to do a mock draft myself, but I'm going to run a simulator, see where these guys get picked in the simulation, and then talk about those fits and talk about where we think they could land or they might land or why we think the simulation is right or wrong. I'm rambling, you get it. And there's a lot of good simulators out there. The internet has come a long way over the past couple of years. The one we're going to use today is called the Draft Network. It's my favorite one. That doesn't necessarily mean it's the most accurate or it's right or I agree with it. I just like the interface and I think it's easy to use. Pro Football Focus has one that I didn't love when they launched. It seems to be getting better, but it's not my favorite. FanSpeak was another one years ago that was one of the first ones out there. I haven't seen them in a while. So maybe we'll mix it up over the weeks, but like I said, we're going to start with the Draft Network mock draft machine here. It's really simple. So you can come in here and you can pick which team you want to draft for. If you want to do the draft yourself, it'll simulate all the other teams. You can do it as multiple teams. You can do whatever you want. So I'm a Jets fan, so naturally I pick the Jets. And normally what I do is manual, right? The computer picks for everyone else, and then I pick for my Jets. Today we're just going to do automatic. If we're doing manual and there's a Penn State player available and I'm on the clock, I'm probably going to take him if I think the value is good, and that's biased, so we're just going to take that out of the equation, let the computer do it, analyze it after the fact. Then you can pick here, predictive board or player rankings. We're going to do the predictive board, uses team needs, what's available, what you've already drafted. We'll do all 7 rounds here so we can see every guy that goes. Come on, computer, thank you. And we're going to make it fast so that it goes through quick. So I'm going to start the draft. You'll see on the left-hand side the players being selected. Sometimes it goes kind of haywire, and you'll see some real funky things. I'll just start over. Hopefully we get a good one to start, and then I'll let it run through, and we'll go through. So with that, here we go. All right, draft start. Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Jamar Chase, Kyle Pitts. Okay, this is pretty normal. This is normal to what we see. We'll wait till we see Micah go. Come on. This is absurd already. I don't like it. Micah 15 to the Patriots. You know what? We're going to let it rock. I don't agree with it. We'll let that go. We'll come back to it once it's done. Talk about every guy. Okay, draft is now wrapped. Let's take a look at where our guys landed. You saw Micah Parsons first. 15 to the Patriots, which infuriates me, upsets me, makes me angry. So let's play it out. Let's see what happened here. All right, so the top 3 go pretty chalk here. Trevor Lawrence at 1. We all know that's going to happen. Zach Wilson at 2. I'm a Jets fan. Please, dear God, take a quarterback. And then 3 is where it gets interesting, right? Does Miami make a trade for Deshaun Watson? Do they stay put and take the top receiver? Do they take Penei Sewell? Do they trade down for a haul for someone who wants a quarterback? Really, really interesting there. So I think the first realistic or semi-realistic landing spot for Micah would be Atlanta at 4. And this is insane. It would be really high for a linebacker. But if it happened, I wouldn't be like, oh my God, that's crazy. They've said that they are committed to Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. They believe that they can still win with those guys for a couple more years. So it makes a lot of sense for them to go Kyle Pitts here. People love Kyle Pitts, thinks he is, the next Hall of Fame tight end. That would really help their offense. I get it. But their defense is trash too. And they need help, and Micah would instantly change that. They actually tweeted out months ago when the first mock draft started. It was like, this mock draft has us taking Micah Parsons. Could it happen? I always think it's kind of weird when teams tweet out like mock drafts of, what do you guys think about this one? It's like, one, they're not listening to the fans anyway. I guess it's just an engagement thing. Whatever. So we move past Atlanta. Cincinnati, no, they're going to take offensive tackle or receiver. You got to help out Burrow. And then 6 is another spot here where I think Micah could start happening. The Eagles, we could do a whole episode on the Eagles. This one hasn't taken Justin Fields, which is so interesting. He just took Jalen Hurts in the 2nd round last year. But sometimes you got to reload. I think the Eagles go wide receiver, maybe corner even. But again, when they have that many holes, if you have a chance to take the best defensive player on the board, Micah Parsons, very realistic. Detroit is the one where I see Micah actually mocked to the most. This is a team who obviously, they just got Jared Goff. They'll need some weapons, right? Kenny Galladay's a free agent. They need wide receiver help. But their new coach, Dan Campbell, he talked about how he wants guys that are going to bite people's kneecaps off. Their defense needs help a lot, and Micah would be a cornerstone there. Would be really cool. I think he would excel there. Reunited with Amani Oruwariye, which would be kind of cool. But that's the one that I see most commonly. Carolina, interesting. They are, obviously I'm going through each one right now. We won't do this for every player, but just for now. Carolina's interesting because they are rumored to be heavily involved in the quarterback market, whether they're looking for Sean Watson or Russell Wilson, or trying to trade up to get a Justin Fields or a Zach Wilson. Either way, here they have them going Caleb Farley, which is interesting. So Carolina went all defense last year. They had, I think, 6 picks, maybe 7 picks. Straight defense, starting with Derek Brown, our guy Yetur Gross-Matos, Jeremy Chin, a couple others. 6 picks, 7 picks, however many it was, all defense. So if they lean into that, they say, hey, Joe Brady is our guy. We trust our offense. We didn't get a quarterback, whatever. Micah would be interesting there too. That could work. Same with Denver. Their defense is trash. I think they would go corner over linebacker. I'm calling every defense trash. If you're in the top 10, it probably is. I think they would probably go corner over linebacker. In this case, they have them taking Trey Lance, quarterback. Dallas. Mike has been vocal that he wants to play in Dallas. His last game ever was at the Cotton Bowl. And he posts all the time, like, would love to, start where it ended. That would be interesting. Giants, I think, makes a lot of sense. Dave Gettleman loves linebackers. That would make sense. Niners, no. Chargers, probably not. Maybe. Minnesota, no. And then New England, this is like, in my head, this is the absolute floor. Like, there's no way he goes past this. I don't think he makes it out of the top 10. I really, really don't. I think he goes Lions, Broncos, Cowboys, Giants. Like, I think that's really where it happens. But I get it. In this stupid simulation, I have him going 15 to the Patriots. I'm a Jets fan. Kill me now. All right, so he is the only one that they have going in the first round. Obviously, we have Jason Oweh and Pat Freiermuth up next. I think one of those guys does sneak into the first round. I think this might be the first time since 2003, maybe, that we've had 2 first-rounders. Fact check me on that. Put it up here. But yeah, I think it's possible. I think some team is going to fall in love with one of those 2 guys, and it's going to happen. But that being said, in this simulation, let's move to the second round. And boom, Pat Freiermuth to the Philadelphia Eagles. Interesting. Zach Ertz is done there. Obviously, they still have Dallas Goedert, but they love that 2 tight end system, and I think Pat Freiermuth is an instant upgrade over Dallas Goedert. I see a lot of mocks with Pat going to Jacksonville, just because, one, it's a need for them. Obviously, they're taking Trevor. I imagine they went offense with their second pick as well here. They did offensive tackle, so you put a wide receiver or a Pat Freiermuth here, and now your offense is kind of clicking. Tyler Bowen is the tight ends coach there under Urban Meyer. It's just such a natural fit. Sometimes you see these mock drafts, and there are things that are just such natural fits that it's like, that's gonna happen. So I would love to see him again on my Jets. I'm going to say that about every player. It's going to happen. But it would make sense for him to Jacksonville. Eagles is interesting, though. In this mock, they have them taking Justin Fields, so security blanket for a young quarterback. And even if it's not Justin Fields, if it is Jalen Hurts, you need somebody that he can throw to. Their receiving core is really bad. Pat Freiermuth would excel there tremendously. All right, let's scroll down. And Jason Oweh to the New York Giants. I'm sorry, New York Football Giants. I love this. Sean Spencer is D-line coach there. He gets reunited with Sean Spencer. Cam Brown is on that team as well. I think Austin Johnson's there too. Wow, there's a lot of former Penn Staters there. Oweh is a freak of nature, right? We saw Matt Miller from the Draft Scout tweeted out a couple days ago that he reportedly ran a 4.34, 4.38. I know that's not the combine. I know it's not official. I know people say it's fake, but the dude's a freak. Somebody's going to fall in love with him. Somebody's going to fall in love with his athleticism and draft him high on potential. He's one that gets a lot of first-round projections. It wouldn't shock me. Tampa Bay is one that you've started to hear about a fit, especially if they can't keep Shaq Barrett. Or if they can keep Shaq Barrett, and then you bring in Oweh as like a rotational guy to learn and develop. The Giants I love, though. Sean Spencer has done wonders in 1 year there for that defensive line. Turned Leonard Williams into an absolute stud after his career started going downhill a little bit. I like it. That's all I would say. I like it. Okay, on to round three. Round three, we have no one here. And this is where it gets interesting with the Draft Network, where I don't particularly love what they've done to my guy Shaka here. Nobody in round 4. We move on to round 5. Well, are you kidding me? Okay, most of the time they actually have him going in round 5, which I think is too late as is. But they don't even have him in round 5 right now. Let's see, round 6. Okay, there he is. Finally, to the Chicago Bears. I think this is way too late. I'll say it. I think this is way too late. I think Shaka Toney is a fantastic player. I do think he's a mid-round guy. I think he's at best, probably late 3rd. At worst, early 5th. That's where I think he fits. And it's just tough because he's kind of been tagged as a speed rush, situational guy who can't, isn't going to play all 3 downs in the NFL. I don't know if that's true or not, right? You never know how a guy's going to develop. But I think in his last couple of years at Penn State, he put on more weight. He played well at that higher weight, had production, is a natural leader. You hear nothing but great things about him. So I think teams are going to love him. The fit in Chicago, I don't know, man. What do they? They got Khalil Mack. They have, I don't know. I should have done research. I don't know what they have in Chicago. I think this is way too late for him. A lot of times I see in the mid-round picks, I see the Chiefs, which I think makes sense for him. There's a lot of teams that need pass rush specialists, right? The Jets need help. Obviously, I'm going to bring everything back to the Jets. The Saints could use it. The Browns could use help. Literally every team needs edge rushers. It's one of the most premier positions in football. It's quarterback, it's left tackle, it's pass rush. It happens. I think he goes way higher than this. I'm not even going to think about this anymore. It's pissed me off. All right, so now that's normally it. Sometimes one more guy sneaks in here. Let's see if he did. He did not in this one. That normally is Lamont Wade. Sometimes goes to Houston in this late round. I've seen him go to Cincinnati, 49ers. Who else late here? Maybe that's it. So I've seen some of that. Wade's an interesting one where I think he will be that bubble guy, either 7th round or undrafted. And then same with the linemen. Will Fries, Mike Mennett. I don't see them getting drafted, which sucks because those are both quality guys that played a lot of football for us at Penn State. But yeah, that's kind of how it goes. So I think we have our surefire draftees of Micah, Freiermuth, Owe, Shaka, and then maybe 1 or 2 guys will surprise you at the end. But that's it. It's a fun website. I enjoy it. I do it pretty often because I'm a nerd with this shit, like I said. But we'll do one of these, every week. Mock drafts are fun. That's why there's a whole industry around this. That's why guys like Kuiper and McShay and Matt Miller and Daniel Jeremiah and Bucky Brooks and all these guys exist to give us this kind of content. And I personally love it. Maybe we'll mix it up. We'll do some of the other simulators. We'll do some actual ones where maybe I pick where I would put these guys. We'll do all kinds of different stuff. So if you enjoyed this, let me know. If you want to see something different, draft related, let me know. And let's have some fun because this is all we got for the next couple of weeks. Pro Day is coming up March 25th. So I'll have one more of these probably next week before the Pro Day. And then after that, as Pro Days happen, a lot of these websites will change their rankings, bump guys up, move guys down. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more realistic and a little closer to what will actually happen. And then, as we get to the actual draft, we'll do, some sort of fun contest on Twitter where we ask you guys to actually make some picks, figure out where these guys are going to land, and maybe even some prizes in a way. So that is it. I'm rambling. My name is Chris Hankin. Thanks for watching. We are